I'm 41 and I'm single. Not really single, just alone. But I have 2 children, and that's the only thing I'm comfortable with in life anymore. I know how to take care of a couple of kids. I go to my daughter's school to volunteer sometimes. My daughter goes to a public school. And I volunteer not because I'm a good person, but because you have to. Because nobody works there. There's just nobody there. You go in this school like thousands of kids, and you go, where is any grown-up right now? And I usually go for lunch and recess. That's when they really need grown-ups, is for lunch to volunteer in the cafeteria, because they have 300 kids eating, and they have one Jamaican lady watching all of them. It doesn't matter that she's Jamaican, but it totally does, because there's nobody who can be mean to 300 children just in the way that the Jamaican lady, and it's not her fault, she's outnumbered. 300 kids to 1, Gandhi would be like, shut up! So my job as a volunteer is to stand there, usually near my daughter, so I can be with her, and then kids raise their hand, and you need to go and help them. Now, usually they need help opening a milk, because they can't open their milks. They can't do it, because it's 2009, and we still put milk in this little paper box. Put it in a bottle. I don't know why we're doing it. It's torture. We put it in this envelope that was invented by some Dutch in 1773. And they can't do it. They can't open it. It's too subtle an idea, a design for a 7-year-old to peel back the paper and then gather it forward into a spout shape. And the glue is vicious, so they have to pick at the corner and try to get it. And they end up drinking out of this finger filth disease spout. So they can't do it, so they raise their hand, and I do it for them. I'm not better at it. I deal with the stress better than they do. I don't cry like a little bitch because I can't open my milk. I'm a man. My life is really evil. There are people who are starving in the world, and I drive an Infinity. That's really evil. There are people who just starve to death. That's all they ever did. There's people who are like born and they go, oh, I'm hungry, and then they just die. And that's all they ever got to do. And meanwhile, I'm in my car, boom, 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 like having a great time, and I sleep like a baby. It's totally my fault, because I could trade my Infinity for like a really good car, like a nice Ford Focus with no miles on it, and I'd get back like $20,000. And I could save hundreds of people from dying of starvation with that money. And every day I don't do it. Every day I make them die with my car. It's not fun to be single at 41. I was married for 10 years. I'm divorced. I got 2 children. It's hard to start again after a marriage. It's hard to really look at somebody and go, hey, maybe something nice will happen. You just don't. I know too much about life to have any optimism. Because I know even if it's nice, it's going to lead to shit. I know that if you smile at somebody and they smile back, you've just decided that something shitty is going to happen. You might have a nice couple of dates, but then she'll stop calling you back, and that'll feel shitty. Or you'll date for a long time, and then she'll have sex with one of your friends, or you will with one of hers, and that'll be shitty. Or you'll get married, and it won't work out, and you'll get divorced and split your friends and money, and that's horrible. Or you'll meet the perfect person who you love infinitely, and you even argue well, and you grow together, and you have children, and then you get old together, and then she's gonna die. That's the best case scenario, is that you're gonna lose your best friend and then just walk home from D'Agostino's with heavy bags every day and wait for your turn to be nothing also. It's true, everything that makes you happy is going to end at some point, and nothing good ends well. It's like if you buy a puppy, you're bringing it home to your family saying, hey, look, everyone, we're all gonna cry soon. Look at what I brought home. I brought home us crying in a few years. Here we go. Countdown to sorrow with a puppy. I remember I had a dog when I was a kid, and we had to put him to sleep because he had a tumor on his snout. And I remember I was home when the vet called and said, yeah, that's a malignant tumor. He's got to go. And I was like, well, can we fix it? And he goes, I'd have to just remove his whole snout. And then he'll just have this weird, round, furry head that doesn't look like a dog. And he can only eat with a straw, but you can't teach a dog to suck through a straw. So he'll just die of being stupid and having a round head. So I think you should just kill him. That's what I recommend. And I was like, okay, well, should we make an appointment for a few weeks from? And I swear to God, the guy goes, no, just bring him over. I'm not doing anything. I'll kill him right now. Like, just bring him over now. Why wait? I'm not busy. So I bring the dog to the vet, and I remember I'm holding the dog, and he sticks him full of a crazy amount of morphine, or the right amount if you're trying to kill a dog with it. And my dog dies. And then I left him there, because, I mean, it was arranged. I didn't, like, sneak out and leave my dog. We had no money. So I left and I asked the vet, I made the mistake of asking the vet, what are you going to do with my dog? And he said, he just goes in a mass grave. And I was like, what's that like? And he goes, it's just a big pile of dead dogs. So, that night, I remember, it was raining, and I had this nightmare that my dog woke up from the morphine and found himself in a pile of dead dogs and crawled out past the dead cat pile. And then he just walked, and it was thunder and lightning, and he just like one of those miraculous dogs that you read about in Reader's Digest, and he's like made his way home. And then he scratched on the door, and we open the door, and there he is, and we go, there, he's here. Look, he's back. And then we realize we just gotta do it again. Gotta take it back. Gotta do it again. Still got a tumor on his snout. And the dog's like, are you shitting me right now? Can I spend the night? Jesus! So that's why it's hard to start dating, you know. That's why. Now also I'm 42, so I'm really on the decline. There's never gonna be another year of my life that was better than the year before. That's never gonna happen again. I've seen my best years. And not only, I thought, okay, now I'm going to start, see, you kind of like go up like this. Then I thought you're going to start, no, it's exponential. The loss of ability, agility, and breath is exponential. Last year, I lost 90% of my health and well-being. So I had 10% of what I did the year before. Now this year, I've lost 90% of that 10%. So now I have 10, you understand what exponential means. So, if nobody ever told me not to animals, if no one ever said you should not have sex with animals, I would totally have sex with animals all of the time. The only reason I don't have sex with animals is because I'm not supposed to and somebody told it to me. I would totally have sex with most monkeys, probably. Why not? No, you know what? I wouldn't, for one reason, because I think it would be rape. I don't think any animal is attracted to any human being. I don't think it's morally wrong. I really don't, except for that I don't think the animal's into it. If you can get an animal horny, go ahead, man. Go ahead and it. If you can finger a monkey and the monkey's like, ooh. Get in there, man. You earned it. You earned it. I really think if there was... If I was alone on the earth, if I found myself alone on planet Earth, no other humans, I would have sex with a monkey in like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's really not long enough to be sure you're alone on the earth even. That's like getting a little... I walk outside, there's not much traffic. Oh my God, it's just me. I'm going to have sex with a monkey right now. Oh no, there's a person. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Nice to be here. Feel pretty good today. You know why I feel good? Because I finally have the body that I want. And that's a thing people really covet. It's a hard thing to achieve, and I did. And I'm going to tell you how to have exactly the body that you want. You just have to want a shitty body. That's all it is. You have to want your own shitty, ugly, disgusting body. I don't, though, like being uncomfortable and unhealthy. And I'm both of those things all the time. I get really sweaty all the time. And that's also bad for sex because I just sweat. I just rain sweat all over people. Like I'm like, ugh. And that's what I'm like when I have sex. Like, ugh. And I always see her, and she's like, just sweat is pouring off my head. And she's like, dude, you're limiting my enjoyment by a lot. My days start poorly because of the shape I'm in. Because now also I'm 42, so I'm really on the decline. There's never gonna be another year of my life that was better than the year before. That's never gonna happen again. I've seen my best years. And when I wake up in the morning, I just sit there and I'm like, it's an awful way to start your day. Every day starts with me like my eyes open and I reload the program of misery. I just open my eyes, remember who I am, what I'm like, and I go, oh, I guess do it. I don't know. I guess. Oh my God. Somebody called me an Indian giver recently. I don't know if you've heard that expression since you were kids, but I remember we used to call each other. Indian giver is one of the most offensive things you could ever, because what it's meant to be is that someone gave you something and then they changed their minds. That makes you an Indian giver. And we equate this to the Indians because our feeling is that they gave us America and then they didn't take it back certainly, but they changed their minds about giving it to us. And it's so offensive when you consider the truth, which is that we got here and the Indians were like, hi, and we were like, hey, can we have everything? And they were like, well, we don't know what have means, but enjoy all the things that you need, like we do. So we start killing all of them. And they were like, oh, dude, could you not do that part where you kill all of us? Because that's kind of a drag for us. And we're like, you guys are Indian givers. Oh, my God. We're going to name that after you. You guys are dicks. I remember one time I was with a friend of mine who lives in New York also, and we went to pick up his cousin. She lived on a farm in New Hampshire her whole life. Her family was this weird family. They kept their kids on a farm. Anyway, her parents finally died, so she got to leave. And so she came down to visit her cousin, my friend, in the city. And so we picked her up at Port Authority bus station. She had never been to any city before, and we're picking her up at the Port Authority, that smelly hole of a place. And we pick her up there, and she's just freaking out at New York. She's never seen anything like it. And we pass this homeless guy, and she sees him. I mean, we all passed him, but she saw him. She's the only one who actually saw him. We didn't. Me and her cousin were like, so he's supposed to be there. So it's a perfectly good reason why that's not me and it's him. It's all the right people always win. I'm sure of it. But so there he is, and this dude was particularly homeless. He was one of those high-octane homeless, smelly, just piss smell. The unbelievable piss smell. So he was pissed. He didn't just smell like piss. He was. When you piss, he comes out. That's how much. It's just this dude with garbage all over him. I don't know if he had gathered it for warmth or folks just went ugh all day. And he had dreadlocks. Not hacky sack, cool guy, medical marijuana dreadlocks. Just human neglect clumps of hair. A clump of hair for every year that no one knew his name or cared. Yeah, that's what you've been laughing at for the last 10 minutes. That's how bad it was. And again, me and my friend were just like, meh. His cousin immediately just she's like, oh my God, she takes a knee. That's how, I mean, I'm not even taking a real knee now. That's how little I give a shit about the guy. He's not even here and I'm still like, meh, yeah, it's close enough. She goes, oh my God, sir, are you okay? What happened? What happened? America happened. What do you mean, what happened? So she's down there, sir, can we call someone? And me and my friend, we're from New York, this is the crazy part. We immediately go to her, oh, no, honey, don't, We start correcting her behavior like she's doing something wrong. She's like, why, is he okay? No, he needs you desperately. That's not the point. We just don't do that here. You silly country girl. Sex drive has to come from somewhere, and it's not just about sex. Sex has something behind it, and it's weird because we ignore it. Sex is really trying to get somewhere. It's trying to have a family. You don't really want to know that because we've separated those two things. But the entire reason sex exists is to have babies. That's the only reason it exists at all. But we're such a narcissistic species that we've separated. We've made it just because we just want to, we just want to just. It's just a weird kind of behavior. We just want to spray jizz everywhere just for no reason. Because that urge is the urge to procreate. A horny teenage boy is thinking, I want a baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, I want a precious baby of my very own to take care of. Oh, dude. Oh, look at her tits. I want her to feed my little baby with her big tits. Oh, yeah. That's what that is. But we make it this separate thing. Animals must think we're idiots. Animals that watch us have sex must be like, they don't know what he's coming on her tits. He's a moron, this guy. Woohoo, dude. Just, whoops. It just looks stupid to them. Anyway, I'm a father. I'm a father. Why? It's weird the kind of things people clap for. It is interesting. First of all, right away, any kind of I got kids. There you go. I ate them both. Oh, wish I'd waited. Maybe a premature clap right there with that. I mean, some parents are okay. Some parents are douchebags. I've never gotten laid because of the way I look in my life. I know that. I've never gained from my looks at all. It's not like, oh, they're going. What am I going to do now? I've never gained any advantage in life. I've never been laid because of the way I look. I've never been a guy who I just walk in a room and women go, oh. They drop their microphones and start masturbating their vaginas and anuses at the same time. I'm not that guy. There are those guys. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that women see and they go, eh? And I'm like, I know, but let me just talk to you for a minute. And then later that night, she's like, I can't believe I'm having sex with that weird guy. And I'm like, I know, it's weird, but it doesn't happen. I do this. I don't know what kind of position we're in that she's doing this, and I'm doing this. Just kind of just poking her. She's like, really? Yeah, this is all I like. Nothing else works. Sorry. It's amazing how entitled people think they are. People really think that they have shit coming to them, you know? And people think nothing bad should ever happen to them. For some reason, you shouldn't even have accidents happen to you. I was in a restaurant the other day. This guy, the waiter spilled some stuff on his coat, and he did that thing we all do now when we get stuff spilled. He was like, what is the meaning of this? Just so outraged. Do you know who I am? Yeah, you're the asshole who was sitting there when that happened. So what? Maybe you'll get hit by a car someday. Nobody gives a shit. You're not entitled to anything in this world. You have to realize that from the moment you're born, from the moment the last of your body leaves your mother's vagina, from the moment that your foot stops touching your mother's vagina for the last time, hopefully, unless you later kick your mother in the vagina, which you should not do. Just my opinion, but you should not. There are very few legitimate reasons to kick your mother in the vagina. There's 7 of them, actually. But I'm not going to tell you what they are, because you'll... I know what you'll do. You know, I went to a doctor recently and told me to eat slower. And I was like, why eat slower? And he said, because your body gets full, but that message that your body's full takes 20 minutes to travel from your stomach to your brain. It takes 20 minutes before you know that you've already been full for 20 minutes. First of all, what a douchebag your body is. That it takes 20 minutes. What's taken 20 minutes to get... If I stub my toe, I know it immediately, and that's twice the distance. What is this message doing that it like stops at my tit? Hey, tit, what's up? Hey, what are you doing? I'm going to tell them that we're full. Get up there, you idiot. We're going to get huge if you don't tell them. Oh, well, excuse me. I guess. Yeah. And then he goes off. I'm not going yet. And he goes down to my asshole. He's like, hey, asshole, what are you doing? My asshole's like... That's how my asshole talks.
God, you I say that. Oh my god. No, I'm gonna go if you can. Seriously. What?
Hi, could you stop talking because you're making it hard for me to do my job.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's okay. Just, you don't have to be sorry. Just please don't do it anymore, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Anyway. Holy shit. This gets me a little... Sorry. I was on a plane the other day, and people on plane... You know when you're on a plane and you're on the tarmac, and you haven't... but you can't get to the gate because there's a plane at your gate?
That's what happened to Mike the other day.
Excuse me?
No, my... Well, my friend... That happened to him, too.
I don't care.
Well, no, my friend Mike...
Hey, nobody cares about your friend Mike. Nobody cares about your friend Mike.
Okay.
Nobody cares about your friend Mike.
Okay, whatever. It was funny.
What was funny?
Unlike you.
I'm sorry?
I said unlike you.
It was funny unlike me.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
What happened to the parade?
What parade?
The parade of stupid you were floating. I'm just curious.
Okay, that's not even funny.
It's not?
No.
Okay. You sure? All right.
No, you're offensive.
I'm offensive?
Yes.
What do you mean?
You're making jokes about rape, and that's offensive.
You don't like rape?
No.
You don't?
No.
That's really weird because you know that you wouldn't even exist if your mom hadn't raped that homeless Chinese guy.
Oh my God.
However many years ago you were born. No, listen, I'm sorry. I'm really... It's hard to come back from that, but I am sorry. I didn't mean that. Look, can you do me a favor?
What?
Can you please just die of AIDS? Does anybody have AIDS who they could put their dick in her face and get her started on that?
Oh my God.
Anybody?
I could sue you.
What? You could sue me?
Yeah.
You know who I would like to sue? Everybody that works in the hospital that you were born at. Because I would like to sue them for not responsibly pulling your head off the second... Letting you live was medical malpractice.
Can't you just, move on?
No, I can't. I really can't, because you're the worst thing that ever happened in America. Seriously, it goes you, slavery, and then Pearl Harbor and 9/11 combined. Those are the three. And so, as an American, I feel like it's my duty to make you feel poorly. And your mother's a whore.
My mother's dead.
Your mother's dead?
Yeah.
That's good. It is. You know why? Because she can't make any more with her.
You did not just call me a C word.
What's that?
Did you just call me a C word?
No, I called you a because you're and your mother is one, and she had one. You know what? The moment you were being born, there was a guy walking by, and you know what he said? He said, "Hey, look, some coming out of some." I don't know. I'm supposed to give my kids values. I don't have any of those. I used to, but they're melting away. They finally are. You know, you get instilled with values by your parents and by school, whatever else. You know, society teaches you things, teaches you how to be a good person. But you ever feel for your real values inside? Like who you would be if you had no guidance? Like, I think about that sometimes. Like, what are the things I believe in my marrow that I can't really... that had to be shaved away? They're coming back now. Like, here's one. I really, somewhere deep down, I believe that if you murder somebody and you never get caught, it's fine. You kind of didn't do anything wrong. Love is a weird thing, because if you really love somebody, I think you hate them at some point. You know, like your mother is the first person you ever love. That's the first person that you love. And who wants to ever talk to their mother anymore? I mean, once you're grown up, your mother who gave birth to you, made everything possible for you, when she's around you and your friends, like when you're alone with your mom, you can take it. But when you're with your friends and she starts talking, well, we got here at 5, you're like, just shut up, just shut up, just shut up. Please let there be another 9/11 right now. And there's a phone call about it so that I don't have to listen to this. I think there's a hell, and I think I'm going. And like a friend of mine was telling me about how he had sex with a hooker, and it turned out to be a guy. And it was like a horrible thing for him, and he had to get over it with therapy. And as I'm listening to this, I realized, shit, that happened to me too. And the upsetting part of it wasn't that it happened, but that I had forgotten. This wasn't like a landmark in my life like it was for him. I was like, oh yeah, no shit, I f***ed a guy once back in Montreal. I forgot about that. The hardest thing about having kids is just the days that you spend with them. That's really the hardest part. It's just every day that you have them is the hardest part of having kids. It's just every day. It's getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, which, first of all, I'm not that guy. 6 o'clock in the morning. I have blown off entire careers because of one day I didn't want to get out of bed. Like, I'll just not be that then. I have to, first of all, I got to get them dressed. That's number one, because that's the one that people will notice. That's the only one. If that's the only one that I get done, I'll be okay. Because I can't, if I show up with 2 naked kids, I'll go to jail. So I have to, but I can not feed them. They're fine. I ate. They're just a little tired. It's fine. And then I got to get them to school, which means walking. The older one goes to kindergarten. It's 3rd grade. Jesus Christ. I just said kindergarten. And she's in 3rd grade. You know what's even worse? She's not. She's in 2nd grade. Every day you spend with your kids is torture. And it's because I love them. If I didn't love them, I wouldn't matter. I just play poker with my friends, come home later, oh, they're dead. But I love them. I wiped my daughter's ass for the last time on May 13th of 2008. And I remember this moment because it was a big moment in my life. Because when you have children, they start as babies and they shit all over the place. But then finally they can use the toilet, but they can't wipe their ass. So you have to wipe their ass. That's the last thing you do for your kid. That's like an intimate bathroom thing, is wipe their ass. And one day it stops. And I remember the day. I said the date, but I don't remember it now because I'm lying. But Because I had always wiped her ass all that time, and it's just a thing you do. I didn't even think about it. I said, Daddy, I need a wipe, and then I come in, I'm on the phone, like, yeah, okay. Anyway, so I wiped her ass one day, and she said, thank you very much, Daddy. I was like, that was a little too eloquent. A thank you for somebody who I just wiped shit out of her asshole. I want to hear like, thank you, Dada. I don't want to hear like, that was very gracious of you, Father. I thank thee. Yeah, I remember learning about sex when I was a kid. I wanted to know what sex was because I just had boners all the time. I went to my dad. I asked my dad what sex was because I knew that sex existed. I didn't know what it was. So I asked my dad, and he told me. Here's what my dad said. I was 7 years old. Let me explain that. I was 7 years old. He's telling me how to make like a 35-year-old woman come. Who like really knows herself. So they taught us sex in school. And all they did was scare the shit out of me. Because they show you these diagrams of like a penis, just this huge penis, and it's cut in half lengthwise. Like, yeah, that's what your dick would look like if I ripped off half of it. I thought for like 5 years that from watching this whole thing, that when you have sex, you come and one of your balls comes out. That's what I thought happens, that you have to come a ball out of that little hole, the tip of your dick. I was terrified. That's what I thought. You just, and you push a ball out, and she's screaming, and there's blood everywhere. And you can only do it twice, and then you're out of balls. That's what I thought. You come twice and have 2 babies, and then you just walk around with an empty sack for the rest of your life. Which turned out to be true, but I stole a kid's bike when I was a kid, and then somebody stole it from me. That's what happens. And I couldn't take it back from him because he was bigger than me. He could kick my ass. And I've never been in a fight. I've never been in a fight. I've never beat anybody up. I've never sucked a guy's dick. Those 2 things I never did was beat somebody up or suck a guy's dick. And I mentioned those 2 because those are the 2 things I never did. Like, I would say things that I'll never do, that I've crossed the line where I never will do them because I'm 42 and it would just be a weird time to start, is fighting, blowing guys, and skiing. I think those are the 3 things that the window has closed on learning to ski, starting to be a fighting person, or blowing men. Who starts blowing guys at 42? Okay, here's the thing. I have 2 children, and the thing that scares me the most is that they disappear. Nothing that scares me more than them disappearing. That's every parent's worst fear. Now, why do kids disappear sometimes? I think it's because somebody took them and had sex with them, and once you have sex with a kid, you got to toss them, because people hate folks who have sex with kids more than pretty much anything. If you murder somebody, folks will find you a reason. You were upset. You were dehydrated, whatever. So here's the thing. So if you have sex with a kid, you got to chuck them out, because if the kid tells anybody, you're screwed. So I can't help thinking that if we could take down a few notches the hatred for kid having sex people, at least you get the kid back. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that the guy could just call you, hey, kid, you want me to bring him to soccer or drop him at your house? Does he have any nut allergies? Because he just ate some cashew butter. I know, listen to me. I know that's hard to hear. But it's true. It's true that if we minded child molesting less kids would die. That's true. Now, I don't know what to do with that information. I don't have a way to apply that to anything that's helpful. There is some sense that when you're out there looking for somebody, you're trying to spread your seed. Really, guys would like all women to just lay on the ground with their legs open, and we could just spray like a mist. Just mists of cum that then trickle down. But I'm not one of those guys who could just walk up to women and start talking to them. Like, there's guys, there's a lot of sinewy black guys that wear puka beads. Not not hard brothers from the hood, like with like a suede vest with nothing else on. Suede vest, both nipples showing, good stomach, puka bead necklace. You know, like those bracelets that are like just leather. And I'm getting a little hard just picturing this guy. This guy's sexy. This guy gets laid. And there's that thing we just call a hot woman. Like, there's a lot of guys who say, how do I talk to the hot girls? Why do you want to talk to a hot girl? Why would you want to talk to somebody with a drink and going, Why would you want to have that conversation? You own a landscaping business. You're incredible. You're an amazing human being. You started a landscaping business from nothing. Her, man. Go find a woman, an old, kind of your age, late 30s, Jewish girl, smokes, and gives tough hand jobs. You know, I love Jewish girls. Because they just go, come on, and they're awesome. I'm going to suck it, all right? You ready? Totally. Suck it, you dirty Jew. I love you. Love Jews.
If there is a God, then that dude is an asshole, which I know is not a popular belief, but I do think he's an asshole. Because every story, Abraham, he went to Abraham in the middle of the night. There was only like 8 guys then, and God would just, once in a while, he'd just bother one of them. So, God went to Abraham's house, and he's like, Abraham! Wake up, man! And Abraham was like, dude, what is up? What is up? And God goes, kill your son! Dude, kill your son! And Abraham's like, you mean Isaac? I don't know his name, just kill him! Just kill him! I'm God, kill him! And Abraham goes, why? Because you don't love me if you don't do it. You don't love me. Do it! So Abraham's like, dude, you are insecure. I don't understand you. But okay, fine. Goes, wakes up Isaac, takes him to a mountain somewhere. I don't know why he had to be all drama queen about it and take him to a mountain. Could have just killed him in the sleep and go back to sleep. But he took him woke the poor kid up, dressed him, took him to a mountain. Kid's like, Daddy, what are we doing? Oh, just gonna murder you. Goes like this. God shows up right before he does it. Goes, hey, what are you doing? This is in the Bible, I swear to God. Isaac and Abraham goes, I'm killing Isaac. And God's like, why would you? That's your kid. What is wrong with you? And he's like, And he just went home feeling like a piece of shit. That God is like a shitty girlfriend. You won't do it because you don't love me. Okay, I'll do it. Why are you doing it? What the do you want from me?
But that's a sin, to say the Lord's name in vain. But you don't even have to say something that terrible. You can go to hell just for saying Jesus Christ with a tone in your voice. It's all the tone in your voice. That's the weird part. It's very subtle sin, because you can say, Jesus Christ, you're fine. But if you say, Jesus Christ, you go to hell forever. Just for saying it like that. There must be at least one dude who was right on the line. Who was like, Jesus Christ. And then he's in hell. He's like, seriously? For that? That's it? Seriously? It was a huge pumpkin. What, was I going to not say anything? It's one of the top 10 commandments. It's in the 10 commandments to not take the Lord's name in vain. Rape isn't up there, by the way. Rape is not a 10 commandment. But don't say the dude's name with a shitty attitude. I think it's so unfair, though, to send people to hell for saying Jesus Christ, because it's just too satisfying. I don't know why that is, but it just feels good. Oh, Jesus Christ! It just feels good. It cleans you out. I don't know why. Whether you're angry or in pain or having sex or all three at the same time. What did folks say before that dude? How did anybody express themselves in a big moment before Jesus? Even the people that knew him.
How did the people watching him be crucified, what could they even say watching that happen? They're like, that is bananas. I was at the airport with my kids. I was at JFK, and they had to go to the bathroom, and I had to go to the bathroom. So take yourself through that logically. What do I do? What do I do? I can't take them to the ladies' room. I can't just go on in there, girls, into the public restroom of an international airport. Just release my custody of them to whoever's in there. Go ahead, good luck to you. Maybe I'll see you later. So I gotta take them into the men's room. That's what I have to do, is take them into the John F. Kennedy Airport men's room. Look, girls, 9 penises. 9 penises that are all peeing at the same time. 9 farting men from all over the world with their dicks out, shaking off droplets of pee from their syphilitic penises. Look, 3 of them have foreskins. You can see the difference now. What am I going to do? So I usher them past the parade of penises into a stall, the Shangri-La of a stall, the sanctity of an airport bathroom stall, number 5 out of 10. And we're in there like this, and there's a guy shitting, and there's a guy right here. I'm looking at the foot of a shitting man. This foot, he's trying to get leverage so he can shit harder. And he is shitting like, oh my God, just plop, plop, plop. It sounded like soup cans and pennies just tumbling into the water. Like his asshole dilated like this, and the world fell out of it into the toilet. And he's going, ugh. And then I hear him go, so now I know that he's spitting past his dick into his own shit and piss. And he's literally 14 inches away from my daughter's little face. And I get to know that that's what's going on in there. I think about killing myself sometimes, I'll be honest with you. And it's not from depression. It's not one of those, pathetic kind of like, I hate my life, I want to kill myself and end the pain. It's not like that. It's like a fantasy. I'm like, oh, what if I died? That would be awesome. I just look at the river and I'm like, I just want to get in there and just get all snuggly in the river and die in it. Putting the kids to bed is torture. That's the hardest thing in the world to do because they don't want to sleep. They're just laying there. They have to sleep. It's important that they sleep. Otherwise, they're just pieces of shit the next day. I want to sleep. I just want to stop them. I want it to stop. And I love my kids. They're great. But I just want, at the end of the day, I got nothing left. And they're just laying there like Clockwork Orange. They have no interest in going to sleep. I just want to stop their ceaseless joy for life. So I can watch Cash Cab and jack off and pass out. I want the joy and challenge of parenthood to end so I can go eat all the ice cream in the freezer that they have no idea is there. And it would break their hearts if they knew how much ice cream I keep in the house. It's like a restaurant. It's a disgusting amount of ice cream. And it's not for them. I never give them ice cream. It's mine. I wait till they're asleep and I eat it in their room above their beds in the dark. That's right, it's mine. They won't fall asleep. And they say all sorts of cool stuff at night, too, but I don't want to hear it. I don't. I want them to be asleep. The other night, I thought my kids, I was like, I think they're asleep. Then I hear, Daddy, birds are like paintbrushes that make colors in the sky. Honey, shut your mouth right now. Just shut your goddamn mouth! I will kill a bird in front of you.
I got divorced about a year ago, and it's kind of, you know, divorce is not, it's like being free, but on the other end of a long prison term. So it's like they just give you your old suit back that you wore at court when you got convicted. You get a little paper bag with what shit you had in your pockets. They give you about $8 and drop you off at the bus station. And you got to learn how to re-enter society. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to carve my name on a beam and hang myself. It's not quite that bad. But I definitely, here's the thing. I'm 42. I'm really good at masturbating. I'm like the best masturbator on the planet Earth. There is nobody better at that than me. So I'm going to continue to excel at that. I'm going to focus on that and raising my children. I know it's not nice to say both those things in one sentence, but they happen to be the two things that I do the best.